Namaskar. In this episode, we will be discuss about the process of the whistleblower, what are the process and the procedures, what are the different channels available in the whistleblowing processes. First, we discuss about the whistleblowing process. So, in the whistleblowing process, first we identify what is the wrong happening doing in the organization, what is the fraud happening in the organization. So, the whistleblowing process begin with the individual, with the person who known as the whistleblower, who identify the unethical practices, who identify the illegal activities or the fraudulent activities within the organization. So, identification, it means identification of the fraud is the first step in the whistleblowing processes. It may include the financial fraud, it may include the corruption, it may include the policy violation, it may include the misuse of resources of the organization or any type of wrongdoing activities happening in the organization. Awareness and observation play a key role in this stage. So, the person must be aware about the wrongdoing, must be observe that the person always keep eye, ear and open while discuss about the fraudulent activity. So, before reporting, the complaint, the whistleblower must be confident about the fraudulent activity happening in the organization. Another is reporting through a proper channel. So, there must be a channel in every organization. That channel may be not uniform, that may be not unique, not common for all the organization in the India, but there must be a channel in the organization. So, the fraudster, sorry, the whistleblower must follow the proper channel while reporting the fraud in the organization. So, once wrongdoing is identified, so first identification of wrongdoing, identification of fraud. So, once the fraudulent activity has been identified, the individual report it through a proper through an appropriate channel, such as internal reporting system may be the one of the channel, ethical committee may be the another channel, external authorities may be the different channel. So, any type of channel may be used by the whistleblower to report the fraudulent activity. The choice of channel depend on the severity of the issues and the effectiveness of the internal mechanism. The another is investigation. After the complaint report, so first identification, second reporting. After the complaint has been reported to the channel, to the proper channel, an investigation is initiated to verify the allegations. So, that is why it is, that is why I have discussed in the first point that the complaint must be aware, must be very confident about the wrongdoing happening in the organization. So, this involved gathering this investigation process involved the gathering of information, gathering of evidences, analyzing the data, whatever the data is available, examining the facts and figures to determine whether the misconduct has been occurred or not. And the last is resolution. So, once the investigation has been completed, the final stage involve taking corrective action based on the investigation findings. This may include the discrepancy action, policy changes, legal proceedings or strengthening the internal control to prevent the recurrence of the frauds in the organization. So, this is the this is the typical process of the whistleblowing processes in the organization. So, in the process we know what we know what type of frauds the whistleblower must be know what type of frauds are there, what type of channels are there through which the person can complain. Uh, so there are different type of channels uh, may be possible in the different type of organization. So as we can see in this slide, so there may be the different channels in the organization. So the person can opt any of the channel to report the fraud, to complain. Internal reporting system includes the formal mechanism within the organization such as supervisors, internal audit departments, ethical committees or compliance officers. These systems allow organization to address issues internally at an early stage. So, internal reporting system must be there. So, if the organization is using the internal reporting system, the whistleblower can complain through this reporting channel. Another is ethical hotlines. Ethical hotlines is nothing but the dedicated communication channel, maybe the phone number which often available 24/7, where the employee and stakeholders can report concern confidentiality. These hotlines may be operated internally or by third party service providers. Email and web portal may be the another uh, medium of this using the whistleblowing policy mechanism. Organization often provide the secure email addresses or online portals for reporting misconducts. These platforms allow easy documentation and tracking the complaint while ensuring the confidentiality. The last is external authorities. So, external authorities are nothing but uh, the authorities which are available outside the organization. So, if any internal mechanism are not working properly or not somehow fails, so uh, external authorities, external mechanism comes into the picture. So, whistleblower may report issues to external authorities such as regulators, law enforcement agencies, oversight bodies. This ensure independent investigation and accountability in the organization. The next is investigation procedure. So, the investigation procedure is the procedure in which the stages of investigation we can also say, in which number one is primarily assessment. An investigation begins with a primarily assessment to determine the credibility and seriousness of the complaint. This step helps decide whether a full investigation is required or not. So, preliminary investigation, preliminary assessment is very important to decide whether the further investigation process is required or not. Another is evidence collection. Investigation done by the investigator who collect the relevant information such as the financial records, such as the email, system logs, any other type of invoices, documents or any other type of documents that provide evidence collection uh, in this stage. So, this stage is critical for establishing fact and supporting conclusions. So, in the first stage the investigator think that whether the further investigation is required or not. Second stage, if the person is go for the further investigation, so the evidence will help to complete the investigation processes. Another is interview. Interview are conducted within with the whistleblower not only the whistleblower, the suspect individual as well, and the other relevant parties. These interview help information gathering, uh, additional information, clarify fact and validate evidences. Another is report finding. So, this is the last stage of the investigating procedure. After completing the investigation, findings are documented in the structured report. This report include the evidences, this report include the analysis, detailed analysis. This report includes the conclusion of the investigation and the recommendation for the corrective action as well. So, these many things has been included in the report, investigation report. So, this is about the investigation process that need to followed while doing the whistleblowing. Now, what are the role of management and the audit committee in this whole process? So, management and audit committees are responsible for receiving and acknowledging whistleblower complaints to ensure that complaints are taken seriously and process approximately. Another is ensuring the fair investigation. So, management must ensure that the investigation, whatever investigation is conducting by the investigator, it must be fair, it must be uh, true in the nature. So, the management or the audit committee may oversee the investigation process to ensure it is impartial. The investigation process also objective in nature, so that irrelevant things not to be included in the reporting and all. It also free from bias. So, there must be unconditional unbiased investigation must be required for in the in this process, the whole process. Independence independence in investigation is essential for the credibility. Another is maintaining the confidentiality. So, if we talk about the confidentiality, confidentiality means the personal information, the identity must not be revealed, and many more things. So, management must ensure that the identity of the whistleblower and the sensitive information both must be keep confidential to prevent the retaliation and protect the integrity of the process. The last is taking corrective action. So, based on the investigation findings, management and audit committee take approximate corrective actions such as uh, the disciplinary measures, process improvements or legal actions. So, these are the role of management, how management can support the process, how the audit committee can support the process, how management and audit committee can help the whistleblower to exist in the society, how the management and the audit committee can accelerate the process of whistleblowing. So, the role of management and the audit committee is very big and very important to maintain the decorum, to maintain the integrity of the whistleblowing in the organization. Another is documentation and record keeping. So, this is also important to make each and everything documented. Number one is complaint records. All whistleblower complaints must be properly recorded and documented. This includes details of the complaint, reporting date and the initial assessment. Complaint records, uh, if we talk about the recording of the complaint, so each and every information, a minute details must be recorded related to the complaint in the organization. Another is investigation report. So, investigation report means the report of the whole investigation process done by the investigator. This report must be very detailed in nature. So, detailed investigation report should be prepared by the investigator, outlining the procedure followed by the investigator, evidence, how the evidences has been collected, what type of evidences has been collected, when the evidences has been collected, who collected the evidence, everything must be included in the report. It also includes the finding and the conclusion of the investigation report. These report serve as an official record of the organization. The next is evidence documentation. So, as we know, there are many type of documents has been collected during the investigation process. Evidence documentation is very important. How the investigator has been documented the document, what process has been used to document the evidences. So, all evidence collected during the investigation must be documented and stored securely. Proper documentation ensure reliability and the legal admissibility. So, the evidences, the documentation is very important. The recording of evidence is very important. The last is audit trail. Audit trail provide a record of all the actions taken during the investigation process. So, the process ensure the transparency, ensure the accountability and traceability of decisions. So, this is the role of audit trail in the documentation process. So, we can say that the only whistleblowing, only law implementation of law or the development of law is not important. If there is a complaint of whistleblower, these many records and the documentation process must be followed while working on the code. So, the reader must have the idea about the evidence, about the type of evidence, about the complaint, about the organization, about the investigator, everything. So, the clear picture must be mentioned in every places. There are other important things as well, like what are the barriers, how to encourage the whistleblowing, what is the role of forensic accountant if we talk about the whistleblowing, that we will discuss in the next episode.